Hello, you're kicking off the Sunday's edition of QPVN English News Bulletin. You're with MINH and here come the headlines. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính calls for robust digital transformation. The Extraordinaries. Vietnamese embassies in Israel and Cuba celebrate National Day. On August 31st, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, Chairman of the National Committee for Digital Transformation, chaired an e-conference on improving the efficiency of providing and using online public services. At the event, leaders of military sectors and localities discussed and evaluated the results achieved in digital transformation and the deployment of online public services and shared good models and effective methods. To successfully achieve the national digital transformation goals, develop a digital government and improve the efficiency of online public services, Prime Minister Chính urged military agencies and localities to make a profound shift in how they serve citizens, moving from a passive to a proactive approach based on data. He also asked all sectors, especially their leaderships, to effectively implement digital transformation and online public services with a high sense of determination, contributing to the country's rapid and sustainable development and Vietnamese people's prosperity. A delegation of Ho Chi Minh City's leaders and officials led by Secretary of the Municipal Party Committee Nguyễn Văn Nên offered incense and flowers in tribute to late President Ho Chi Minh and Tôn Đức Thắng on August 31st to mark the National Day of Vietnam, September 2nd. At the incense offering at the Ho Chi Minh Museum for Ho Chi Minh City branch, the delegation observed a minute of silence in memory of President Ho Chi Minh and recalled his contribution to the nation. They expressed deep gratitude for the great merits of President Ho Chi Minh and vowed further strive, study, and follow President Ho Chi Minh thoughts, morals, and lifestyle, joining hands to turn the country's biggest city into a developed, sustainable, and smart metropolis. At the Tôn Đức Thắng Museum, the delegation offered incense and flowers to President Tôn Đức Thắng. They recalled the great contribution made by the late president, an eminent worker and venerable leader of the Vietnamese working class, a great moral example of a true communist. The flow of the Poco River has witnessed beautiful stories of friendship between Vietnam and Cambodia. The post and cultural and historical values are the premise for the people of both countries to continue growing beautiful stories of peace, friendship, cooperation, and development.
During the national resistance war against the U.S. imperialists, the Poco River was a special transport route on the strategic Trường Sơn route to supply weapons to the Southern Theater. During that time, many dry youths who thoroughly grasped the local terrain, including Ah Sang, joined the special transport force. The real name of Ah Sang is Pui San, who lived in New Village, Iagrai Commune, Iagrai District, Gia Lai Province. In 1958, he joined the revolution and was assigned to driving a ferry to transport soldiers, weapons, and supplies across the Poco River. Cambodian people residing along the riverbank often helped the Vietnamese silently, sometimes secretly reporting the situation, while sharing the food and guiding the Vietnamese soldiers to avoid the enemies. Also, during that time, dugout canoes of Roland Bang were used by Ah Sang to transport soldiers to fight the U.S. imperialists. At that time, all young villagers participated in transporting troops and supplies. From 5 to 7 ones were grouped into a team to make canoes. The villagers were not afraid of enemies, determined to support the revolution to the end. In the daytime, we lay the canoes face down and let it sink. At night, we turned them over to transport soldiers and ammunition across the river. Each time, we always received the support from Cambodian people. Ah Sang Ferry Port has been recognized as a provincial historical relic, a heroic relic on the legendary Poco River. On holidays and festivals, Dugout Canoe Racing Festival is held on a yearly basis on the section flowing through Iao Commune bordering Cambodia in Iagrai District, Gia Lai Province. I'm very happy as the Dugout Canoe Racing Festival has been organized on the river. Hopefully, friendship between the people of Au Village and Nhang Village and people of both countries will be further cemented. The immense Bogo River tells future generations about the spirit of solidarity, faithfulness, and sentiment between the people of both countries who shared joys and sorrows, helped each other for the cause of national liberation and building of a prosperous country. As a result, that source of love and friendship flows forever.
Vietnam and the United States have come a long way to become comprehensive strategic partners today. On that journey, many Americans have made important contributions, including Senator Patrick Leahy, former President pro tempore of the United States Senate. With his tireless efforts, he has contributed to extraordinary things in the relationship between the two countries.
Senator Patrick Leahy and his wife Marcelle Leahy are returning home to Burlington, Vermont. Their nearly half-century journey on Capitol Hill has been tied to many important events between the U.S. and a half-a-world-away country that once known to the American people only through war. He has been attached to Vietnamese people in a special way from the beginning of his political career.
Within just a few months of taking office, as the newest and by far most junior member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, we were asked to vote to reauthorize and continue the war in Vietnam. At that time, support in Vermont for the war was strong, but I had always opposed it. We voted 5 times. I was proud to be that one vote.
When the war ended, yet the pain of the war became an invisible gap separating the two countries. Senator Patrick Leahy and many Americans, such as Senators John McCain, John Kerry, and veteran Bobby Mueller, believed that the U.S. and Vietnam should put aside the past and look to the future. However, there are still lingering pains caused by war, including the Agent Orange dioxin in Vietnam. Senator Patrick Leahy affirmed that the U.S. must take the responsibility to cooperate with Vietnam to overcome the consequences. With his prestige, he contributed greatly to making overcoming the consequences of Agent Orange dioxin gradually became an official cooperation content in the Vietnam-U.S. relationship, with the first project of environmental remediation of dioxin contamination at Da Nang Airport. In 2019, the two countries launched a larger-scale project to treat dioxin contamination at Bien Hoa Airport, Dong Nai Province. Along with that, both sides are actively coordinating to improve the quality of life for people with disabilities in provinces heavily sprayed with Agent Orange dioxin, improving the capacity to identify remains of Vietnamese martyrs who died in the war.
Tôi cảm nhận được Patrick Leahy
Patrick Leahy is a person with a deep humane heart who has special sympathy for Vietnam. He is truly an important bridge of the two countries and hope to pass on his inspiration to generations of U.S. congressmen to maintain and develop the Vietnam-U.S. cooperative relationship and in the field of overcoming the consequences of bomb, mines, toxic chemicals, dioxin in Vietnam. A deep hole left by war can be deepened by differences and hatred, or can be filled by goodwill and sincerity from both sides. With the contribution of people like Senator Patrick Leahy, Vietnam and the U.S. have made tireless efforts to build a bridge across that gap to strongly develop the bilateral relations as today.
Coming up next, Vietnamese embassies in Israel and Cuba celebrate National Day. Pride in Vietnam. According to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Vietnam's fruit and vegetable exports reached an estimated $4.63 billion in the first 8 months of this year, up over 30% year-on-year. China remained the largest market with $2.93 billion, making up 64% of the total exports. The U.S. and the Republic of Korea followed, accounting for 4.88% and 4.87% respectively. Notably, exports to Thailand, the fourth largest market, surged by 70% compared to the last same period. On the occasion of the 79th anniversary of the August Revolution and National Day, September the 2nd, Vietnamese diplomatic missions abroad, in partnership with local authorities, held various meaningful commemorative activities. On August the 29th, in Tel Aviv, the Vietnamese Embassy and the Ambassadors Club of Foreign Embassies in Israel hosted an event to promote Vietnamese culture, cuisine, and business opportunities, marking the anniversaries of the August Revolution, National Day, and 31 years of Vietnam-Israel diplomatic relations. Vietnamese ambassador to Israel Lee Đức Chung highlighted Vietnam's culinary culture, investment-friendly policies, and hospitality of the Vietnamese people, inviting Israeli and international investors to Vietnam to explore business opportunities. The guest praised Vietnam's development potential and expressed interest in visiting and investing in the country. On the same day, the Vietnamese embassy in Cuba celebrated the 79th anniversary of Vietnam's National Day. Addressing the ceremony, Ambassador Lê Quang Long highlighted Vietnam's achievements in building, defending, and developing the country under the leadership of the Communist Party of Vietnam and expressed gratitude for international support. On this occasion, he also reaffirmed the special Vietnam-Cuba friendship as the symbol of international solidarity. At the event, local and international guests admired Vietnam's history, culture, and beauty through films and enjoyed distinctive traditional Vietnamese cuisine. The word Vietnam is not just the name of a country. It is a source of pride and love in the hearts of every Vietnamese, especially for today's young generation that loves is expressed in unique, creative, and passionate ways. Paintings featuring the national flag on rooftops, walls, and familiar street corners are not just works of art. They are a declaration of deep patriotism.
Young Vietnamese, with their skills and passionate hearts, have transformed national pride into vibrant paintings, spreading a message of unity, pride, and the aspiration for peace.
Xin chào quý khán giả và các đồng chí. Hôm nay chúng ta sẽ cùng tìm hiểu về một phong trào đã lan rộng khắp các con phố Việt Nam thời gian vừa qua. Đó chính là phong trào vẽ tranh tường và cờ Tổ quốc để chào mừng Quốc khánh Việt Nam mùng 2 tháng 9. Những bức tranh đầy màu sắc, những lá cờ đỏ sao vàng rực rỡ đã được các bạn trẻ và người dân khắp nơi ủng hộ rất tích cực. Xin mời các bạn cùng gặp gỡ với bạn trẻ Phạm Xuân Ngọc, một người tiên phong trong phong trào ý nghĩa này. Chào Ngọc. Từ xa chị đã thấy em và các bạn có bức tranh rất là đẹp rồi. Em có thể chia sẻ với mọi người về bức tranh này được không?
Dạ vâng. Em cảm thấy xúc động và dâng trào niềm tự hào dân tộc, là cảm xúc chung của nhiều người trước lời kêu gọi biến mỗi nóc nhà thành một lá cờ Tổ quốc. Hay như bức tranh này của em và các bạn đang vẽ Bác Hồ, Bác Giáp, cờ Việt Nam hướng đến kỷ niệm 79 năm ngày Quốc khánh Việt Nam. Giới thiệu sơ qua với chị và khán giả, đây là bức tranh trận chiến thắng Điện Biên Phủ. Đối với em là thế hệ trẻ, em nghĩ rằng việc nhắc nhở lịch sử chính là việc giúp thế hệ trẻ biết ơn cha ông đã đổ máu xương giành độc lập tự do cho dân tộc nhân dân Việt Nam, để mỗi thế hệ trẻ như chúng em biết trân quý giá trị của hòa bình.
Em có thể chia sẻ về cảm hứng cũng như ý nghĩa của việc vẽ tranh tường cũng như cờ Tổ quốc trong dịp Quốc khánh mùng 2 tháng 9 năm nay được không?
Dù ở bất cứ nơi đâu, chỉ cần thấy lá cờ đỏ sao vàng tung bay, trong lòng mỗi người dân Việt Nam đều trào dâng một cảm xúc khó tả. Do đó, vào dịp lễ hay một sự kiện trọng đại nào đó là cờ Tổ quốc đều được nhân dân khắp mọi miền Tổ quốc treo ở những vị trí trang trọng nhất. Và năm nay thì em cùng các bạn cũng như nhiều người chọn vẽ tranh để chào mừng Quốc khánh. Em hy vọng trào lưu này có thể lan tỏa khắp cả nước.
Em có thể cho chị tham gia vào một khâu để có thể hoàn thiện bức tranh này được không? Phong trào vẽ tranh tường và cờ Tổ quốc không chỉ góp phần làm đẹp hơn cho các con phố mà còn khơi dậy niềm tự hào dân tộc, kết nối mọi người gần nhau hơn. Đây không chỉ là những tác phẩm nghệ thuật mà còn là biểu tượng của tình yêu quê hương đất nước. Xin cảm ơn bạn Phạm Xuân Ngọc và các bạn trẻ đã góp phần làm cho mùa Quốc khánh của chúng ta năm nay thêm rực rỡ và ý nghĩa hơn.
It's the end of the latest news bulletin today. You will watch news again at qpvn.vn. For now, goodbye and see you next time.